Hi, my name is Sabrona Gantt, the compliance coordinator at ANC Group, and we're going to go over FTC safeguards. We're going to be covering what is it, who it applies to, what it requires of organizations, the consequences of noncompliance, and a solution if you learn that you struggle in any of the areas that we're going to discuss. So to get right into it, FTC safeguards is a regulation enforced by the Federal Trade Commission that requires financial institutions, those handling customer financial data, to implement security measures to protect customer data. So FTC safeguards defines a financial institution as any business engaging in any activity that is financial in nature or incidental to such financial activities. Here is a comprehensive list of all the organizations that must comply with FTC safeguards. Now, this includes insurance providers, payday lenders, dealerships, cash takers, and everything else you see on this list. Now, I want to make note that it matters what type of services, products, or transactions that your business handles, rather than what you or anybody else categorizes your business to be. That's going to determine whether you must comply with FTC safeguards.
So, with that being said, this is going to include retailers, only retailers that offer credit cards. It applies to credit unions who aren't federally insured. This is going to include those state chartered credit unions that are regulated by their state. And then lastly, this applies to law firms, those who handle financial data. This can include those who manage financial accounts, offer services in relation to financial transactions, such as real estate transactions, or who are involved in insurance-related services or claims.
An overview of what FTC safeguards requiring of organizations, the short answer is they want your organization to develop an information security program and to adhere to the notification requirements. So if any of those businesses apply to you or any type of transactions or services, then your organization, defined as a financial institution, must develop, implement, and maintain a comprehensive information security program. So basically, this looks like your organization must regularly assess risks, develop security plans, and monitor for vulnerabilities to prevent data breaches. Here are the 9 elements that go into the information security program. You're going to need to designate a qualified individual to implement and supervise your company's information security program. Now, this could be somebody that's internal to your staff, or it could be outsourced to a third-party service provider. They're going to expect you to conduct a risk assessment, design and implement safeguards to control the risk identified, train your staff. This is going to look like security awareness training or tabletop exercises. You're going to need to monitor your service providers to ensure that they have the necessary safeguards to protect customer data as well. Now, what are the specifics regarding the data breach notification requirements? So as you can see, if the event involves information of at least 500 consumers, then your organization must notify the Federal Trade Commission as soon as possible, no later than 30 days after the discovery of the event, and you got to report it online at their website at ftc.gov. In the event that your organization must report on a data breach, there are a handful of items that's going to need to be included in that report. First, they're going to want the name and contact information of your organization, a description of the type of information that was involved in the incident, a date or date range of the event, if that's possible to determine. They're going to want to know the number of consumers or a potential number of consumers that were involved or potentially affected. And then lastly, they're going to want to know whether or not law enforcement has prohibited you from notifying the public. If you're unsure about how compliance is, not only are there legal and financial consequences, those that can be up to $100,000 per violation, but there's also that risk of reputational damage. Here are a list of other risks that you can expect by not complying with the security measures that FTC safeguards is requiring. These include data breaches, insecure data storage, insider threats, and others listed on the screen. So how can compliance services help your organization meet the safeguards rule? Here at ANC Group, we're going to assess your current data security practices, provide specific recommendations, and help with documentation. Specifically, we're going to conduct that risk assessment so that we can identify any vulnerabilities in your data systems. We're going to conduct compliance audits to ensure that the safeguards are up to standard. We're going to help you with that incident response planning by creating actionable plans for data breaches. That ongoing employee training is going to be used to foster a culture of security. And then lastly, we're going to help you with that third-party management, ensuring their security measures are compliant with FTC safeguards as well. Why choose ANC Group as that third-party service provider? We'll be able to provide you with expert knowledge that your staff and resources may not have. We understand FTC safeguards inside and out. We'll be able to provide you with peace of mind so that while we're taking care of the details, you'll be focusing on your business. And then lastly, we'll tailor our compliance solution to fit your specific business's needs. If you were wondering how quickly you can achieve compliance, that's going to be dependent on several factors. One being your current cybersecurity posture, the size of your company, and your engagement and participation in meeting this goal.
If you have any additional questions regarding FTC safeguards or our compliance services, visit our website at ANC Group. We can also be found on LinkedIn searching ANC Group. Lastly, we have composed an assessment for your own knowledge to gauge your compliance level with FTC safeguards. I look forward to hearing from you.